Welcome to the channel where it's okay to be an average Joe. My name is Zach. This is Zach of All Trades. Alright, now that that's out of the way, welcome back. It's the third round, it's the finale of this tournament. It's a special tournament where you have to have 4 purple cards in your deck to be able to compete. And I'm playing Dark Knightmon X Antibody. Those are my purple cards together with the Death Xmon. I'm gonna play Izzy for 3 because I only have black and purple cards, so they'll always count as black. And also rearranging my deck a bit. My opponent has a scary matchup for me. He digivolves into the Guilmon. Having the Gallantmon is of course a big advantage against my deck because I tend to trash a lot with the effects of my searchers. I'm gonna swing Insecurity with the Junkmon, hoping to go down so the Pokemon can search me a Digimon that I can actually use. But of course I do find his red memory boost and he already has a Takato on field, so this is gonna be a bit painful. I'm gonna pass turn by playing the black memory boost. I'm already searching for the Skull Knightmon Deadly Axe mode. My opponent did read the card, but so I forgot to put it back in the deck. But I want to have it on the top for reasons. To pass turn I have to do something, and I think I'm gonna play the Monitormon to search out for 4 cards, grabbing 2 of them, Deadly Axemon and the Skull Knightmon, I believe. And my opponent will start with a rookie, raise up, and actually digivolves, I believe. Yes, he does digivolve into Growlmon X, which is a shame. Of course, you'd want to digivolve it on top of a Growlmon, but yeah, if you need to do this, you need to do this. So he'll digivolve into the War Growlmon X, because yeah, it's a shame, but you have to do it. He selects my Digimon. He cannot delete anything because there's no X Antibody or War Growlmon underneath it. Otherwise he would be able to delete something with 6000 DP in total. If he swings over 1 Digimon, then, and there we go, Gallantmon for 4. He'll delete my Digimon, gains back a memory, then he'll tap the Takato to gain back another memory, which is futile because of my memory setup, but that's fine. He does have Blitz. He'll swing at my security. He doesn't want to give me an extra card with the Pokemon effect. So he'll swing at my security for 1 check at 11,000. It is the Dark Knightmon that I was searching for so desperately. But hey, it happens. Drawing for turn, hatching an egg, digivolve into Dorumon. I'm gonna digivolve in on play field. No, I'm just gonna swing at security to chip some damage, go down. I finally find a Dark Knightmon, but actually I remember searching desperately for the Dark Knightmon X Antibody, which does not come up until this point. Now that I'm in raising, I don't know what to do because I have a lot of cards in hand that are useful, but not for this particular situation. So I guess I'll just use the Digicross mechanic for 2, deleting a Digimon and also searching the top 3 cards. And still, there is no Dark Knightmon from DT10. I do get to grab the Nene Amano and trashing the rest. And this is the best play, I guess, because you need the Nene, you want to have it, you want to see it. It's a versatile card, and I only play 4, of course. Trashing 2 would be a bit of a disaster in searching it out later on. I'll pop the black memory boost to digivolve into the Dark Knightmon from BT7, leaving it there. If it goes down, I get the spawn 2 Digimon more, but with the No Guts No Glory play, I play out the Iron Fisted Onslaught, thinking that he does not have anything on the field. But as soon as I played it, as soon as I thought of playing it, I thought, yeah, if he has a hybrid, then I'm pretty much done for. He can digivolve into a hybrid, then digivolve into level 5, and then to his Mega all the way, and yeah, has some board control. That would be disastrous, but luckily for me, he does not have it. He plays out the Gul'man, and we make a little bit of a misplay here. The Gul'man can only grab a Growlmon or a Gallopmon, and he actually opts to take the Gul'man X Antibody, which is a misplay, and actually does make a difference here because he uses the X Antibody to Digivolve on top of a Gul'man here in the raising. So a bit of a misplay, but it happens. I think it would happen to me as well. I make a lot of misplays, that's why they call me Zach for misplays. He'll Digivolve for 2 into the Growlmon that has an errata. It is when Digivolving and not when attacking. Knowing he'll give me 3 memory, he has to decide what to do here. He does have the Growlmon X this time, but is actually desperately searching for the War Growlmon, just like I was searching for the Dark Knightmon X Antibody. I think if I leave this here with all the memory that he has and all the Digimon cards that he has and the draw power that he has, I think it is very scary, and I have to make a play here to actually win the game. If I don't, it's a best of 1, so I'll lose. The match is almost over. I would like to ask you to watch the ending part. It's a bit different than normal. He'll play Hero for 4, and that actually wins me the game. I can raise up, but I have to be very careful, by the way, because I can run into certain things in the security. I'm gonna swing at security. 2 checks of the Skull Knightmon from BT7. I'm at 7,000, so I will survive. I'll Digivolve into the Dark Knightmon X Antibody to go to 0, draw, get back a black Digimon, and popping the Takato. I'll swing at security with the Dorumon, because if it's a fireball, then it's pretty much game. And I'll swing for game. So I know this is not Digimon related, but a little bit of time ago, someone mentioned that he prefers DC Comics over Marvel Comics because Marvel Comics doesn't inspire like DC Comics do. And if someone inspired me a lot, it has to be Kevin Conroy. He's better known for being the definitive voice of Batman. He has been Batman for 30 years, and last year in November, he passed away due to circumstances of lung cancer, I believe. Like, if I read Batman comics, I hear his voice. He inspires by his performance of Batman, truly showing the sorrow and sadness that Batman has and overcomes, knowing and understanding the character and portraying it that well, and inspiring others. I know this is weird, but playing Dark Knightmon, I did want to do some sort of tribute to Kevin Conroy, and I guess this is it. Thanks for watching, and keep it classy.
Well, I live in New York.
Yeah.
I'm a New York actor.
You're a fancy schmancy actor.
I grew up around New York. I'm a native New Yorker.
Yeah.
And when 9/11 happened, the one thing everyone knows about what happened on 9/11, but what a lot of people don't realize is what happened on 9/12, which is that literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people ran downtown to see how they could help. And they gave a number to call because they were so overwhelmed with volunteers. And I called this number, and they said, I said, well, we have all the tunnelers, we have all the diggers we need, we really have all the relief workers we need. They said, do you have any restaurant experience? I said, I'm an actor. Of course I have restaurant experience. They said, well, that's what we really need.
You
We
want
have to
fries with
feed-
that, asshole?
We have to feed all these
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And they said, when can you be there? I said, when do you need me?
I'm
They
an
said,
actor, I'm not
"We need
working.
I said,
I can do that
I'm
right
between
now."
gigs.
Yeah.
I don't have a job right now. They said, can you be here for the evening shift? I said, yeah, when do you need me? They
Fantastic.
said, now. Get down here now.
Yeah.
So they'd taken over a restaurant, which was empty because of what had happened around it, and called Nino's. And they set up this huge feeding service for thousands of people. And what was happening was all the restaurants from Midtown were sending their food down to
Oh.
this kitchen.
Right.
And we were cooking it up and serving it out. And it was just a constant stream. And you know, it was the weeks right after
Yeah,
the attack.
brutal,
So
just brutal.
downtown had this sort of sulfurous smell to it. And it was a very hot September. And it was just somber. And there was no electricity down there. There was everything was on generators. So you had the constant hum of generators. And they had these huge Klieg lights shining on what was called the pile.
Right.
And
That's pretty much what it was.
it was. And people would come in from the pile covered with ash and covered with dirt, and we were feeding them. We were feeding them. So this goes on for, you know, I was doing the night shift from 6 p.m. to about 6 a.m., 5 a.m. We'd set up the kitchen for the...
Just like Batman.
Just like Batman.
Yeah.
We'd set up the kitchen for the morning breakfast, and then we'd leave.
Yeah.
And one night, in the middle of the night, like 1, 2 in the morning, this guy next to me at the oven says, so my day job is I'm an architect. He said, what's your day job? I said, well, I'm an actor. He said, I thought I knew
Thought I
your
recognized
name.
you.
I said, he said, you're the guy that does Batman.
Oh.
I said, how do you know that? He said, everybody knows who's Batman. I said, no, believe me, everyone
How
does not
great.
know
Just
who's
makes my
Batman.
heart happy.
Isn't that funny?
Everybody knows Batman.
I said, nobody knows who's Batman.
Isn't
He
that
said-
great?
He said, oh, can I go tell the guys in the dining room? I said, nobody's gonna care. He said, are you crazy? He said, wait till you hear this. So he goes out in this big cavernous dining room and he goes, guys, you're not gonna believe who's been cooking your dinners all week. It's Batman. There's this long silence, and you hear from the back of the place, bullshit. Because they're all New York firemen and cops, right?
Shut up. Yeah.
And then I thought, and then someone else says, make him prove it. So I thought, this is too good. So I'm back in the kitchen, I'm a theater actor. I have a big
Yeah.
voice. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman. And there's this long pause. And you hear, holy that is Batman.
Isn't that beautiful, though?
It was so New York.
I love that.
Holy
And
and they just came pouring back into the kitchen, and suddenly there was all this laughter. And people were like, oh man, you know the one with the Joker, and how was that Harley Quinn, and blah, blah, blah. And I watched that with my kids. And the guy who was the architect who'd recognized me, he said, how does it feel to be Santa Claus? I said, what are you talking about? He said, that's what just happened. He said, Santa Claus just came here. These people, he said, don't you realize it's the first time we've heard laughter in 2 weeks?
Yeah. How do you eat?
And it was suddenly this light moment.
Yeah.
So I wrote a note to Andrea that night. I sent her an email. I said, I just wanted you to know that what we do makes a difference.